There's a particular kind of stillness that feels heavier than chaos. It's not loud. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't crash into your life with sirens or alarms. It just sits there, quietly, persistently, day after day, making you wonder if something is wrong with you or with your life. You wake up and nothing is completely falling apart. There's no dramatic disaster, no obvious crisis, but nothing is moving forward either. No clear answers, no undeniable sign, no obvious next step. Just this quiet space where momentum seems to have disappeared, as if time itself decided to exhale and hold its breath. And what makes it even harder is this: you've been doing the work. You've been trying to stay hopeful. You've been patient longer than anyone knows. You've kept showing up, yet everything feels paused. If that's where you are right now, let me tell you something gently. This pause is not a mistake. There are moments in life when the universe doesn't push you forward, and it doesn't pull you backward either. It simply holds you, not to punish you, not to delay you, not to make you doubt yourself, but to prepare you for something you're not meant to rush into unready. Think about the seasons in nature. Nothing blooms constantly. Nothing grows without first going quiet beneath the surface. The soil rests before it supports new life. Roots strengthen in darkness long before flowers dare to open toward the sun. Winter is not a failure of spring. It is the preparation for it. Your life is doing the same thing. What feels like stagnation is actually containment. Energy gathering, lessons settling, pieces aligning without needing your constant interference. What feels like emptiness is often integration. Everything you've learned quietly rearranging itself into wisdom. And I know that's difficult to accept when you're living inside it, because from your perspective, this pause feels uncomfortable, heavy, uncertain. You replay decisions in your mind. You wonder if you waited too long, moved too slowly, trusted the wrong thing, or let the right thing slip away. You question whether your patience has quietly turned into passivity. You ask yourself if you should be doing more, trying harder, forcing something, anything, to move. But here's a truth most people never hear while they're inside the waiting. Some doors only open when you stop knocking on all the others. This pause arrived because you were running out of alignment. Not effort, not faith, not desire, but clarity. You were moving faster than your inner knowing could keep up with. Your actions were ahead of your awareness. So life slowed you down, not to stop you, but to sink you back into yourself. Notice what this season has been asking of you. Not loudly, quietly. It's asking you to sit with questions instead of forcing answers. It's asking you to feel emotions you once distracted yourself from. It's asking you to release identities that no longer fit, even if they once kept you safe. And that can feel deeply unsettling, because growth during a pause doesn't come with applause. There's no visible proof, no external validation, no milestone to post, no clear measurement of progress. From the outside, it might look like nothing is happening, but beneath the surface, something profound is unfolding. You are being rewired for a different pace of life, a different relationship with control, a deeper trust in timing that doesn't revolve around urgency or fear. This is where higher awareness quietly forms, not in breakthroughs, but in stillness, not in noise, but in silence, not in movement, but in presence. There's a reason this pause doesn't feel empty. It feels full, just not in ways you can immediately name. You're becoming more selective, more honest with yourself, less willing to chase what drains you, even if it once excited you, less impressed by speed, more drawn to depth. That's not losing momentum. That's refining direction. And yes, it can feel lonely. People around you might be moving, posting milestones, announcing changes, celebrating new chapters. Meanwhile, your life feels like it's waiting for permission to begin again. You might compare your quiet to someone else's highlight reel and wonder if you've fallen behind. But what you don't see is this: your pause is teaching you how to listen, not to noise, not to pressure, not to comparison, but to truth. This is where intuition gets louder, where discernment sharpens, where you begin to recognize the difference between movement that looks productive and movement that is actually aligned. The difference between being busy and being intentional. the difference between chasing and choosing. The universe does not rush what it intends to sustain. If everything unfolded the moment you asked, if every door opened the second you knocked, if every opportunity appeared the instant you felt ready, you would walk straight into your next chapter carrying the same patterns that made the last one heavy, the same fears, just dressed in new circumstances, the same doubts, just triggered by different faces, the same habits, quietly shaping different outcomes. You would build something new on an old foundation, and for a while, it might look strong. It might even feel exciting, but foundations matter more than appearances. And eventually, without deeper reinforcement, small cracks would begin to form, not because you failed, but because nothing truly changes until you do. So instead, life slowed you down, not to frustrate you, not to ignore you, not to test your worth, but to give something deeper the chance to change first. Sometimes the greatest mercy is a delay you didn't ask for. Sometimes the most powerful redirection is silence. Life will pause you long enough for your inner world to catch up with your outer desires, long enough for you to see what you couldn't see while you were rushing, long enough for you to release what you thought you needed, and recognize what actually aligns. This pause is not withholding from you. It is protecting you from stepping into a future you're not meant to repeat inside of, protecting you from recreating cycles that once drained you, protecting you from building something new with beliefs that no longer serve you, protecting you from settling for momentum without meaning. Because movement alone is not the goal. Alignment is. And here's the part that matters most. Pauses always end. Every winter softens. Every tide turns. Every held breath eventually releases. Not because you force them to. Not because you panic your way out of them. Not because you prove you deserve progress. But because they complete their work. A pause has a purpose. And once that purpose is fulfilled, once the lesson settles, once the awareness lands, once the old layer quietly falls away, the shift begins. You'll know it's coming, not through fireworks, not through sudden chaos, but through clarity. Clarity replacing urgency, peace showing up before answers do, a grounded calm that feels steady, even when nothing external has changed yet. The pressure to figure everything out will soften. The need to control every detail will loosen its grip, and in its place, there will be a quiet confidence, a deep inner knowing that you'll recognize the next step when it appears. That's when movement returns, naturally, unmistakably, without force. And when it does, it won't feel frantic. It won't feel desperate. It won't feel like you're scrambling to catch up to everyone else's timeline. It won't feel like survival. It will feel steady. It will feel grounded. It will feel earned. It will feel right, because you will be different, and that difference will change everything. So, if life feels paused right now, let this be the moment you stop fighting the stillness. Stop interpreting silence as rejection. Stop assuming delay means denial. Stop measuring your worth by visible progress. Stop comparing your private transformation to someone else's public milestones. Stillness is not emptiness. Silence is not abandonment. Delay is not dismissal. This season is not asking you to give up. It's asking you to breathe, to soften, to unclench your grip on outcomes, to trust that something is rearranging itself in your favor, even if you can't yet see how the pieces fit. You don't need to force the next chapter. You don't need to rush the unfolding. You don't need to prove that you're moving. You don't need to explain your timeline to anyone. You just need to stay present long enough for it to arrive. Stay open, stay aware, stay willing. And it will. Because what is aligned with you does not require you to exhaust yourself chasing it. It requires you to become ready to receive it. Before you go, let's anchor this moment together. Not as a performance, not as a trend, not as something to impress anyone, but as a promise to yourself. Write this declaration, not for me, but for you. I honor this pause. Feel what those words mean. Let them settle into your nervous system. Let them interrupt the narrative that says you're behind. Let them replace self-criticism with compassion. Let them become permission. Permission to rest without guilt, to grow without witnesses, to evolve without announcing it. Let them become peace. And if you know someone who's been feeling stuck, discouraged, or quietly losing hope in the waiting, share this message with them, because sometimes the pause feels unbearable when you're alone inside it. It feels heavy. It feels isolating. It feels like everyone else is moving while you're standing still. And in those moments, what someone needs most isn't advice. It isn't pressure. It isn't another strategy. It's reassurance. It's someone gently saying, "This doesn't mean you failed." It's someone reminding them that stillness is not the same as stagnation. It's someone whispering hope when their own inner voice has grown tired. Sometimes the pause feels unbearable until someone reminds you that it's sacred. Until someone says, "You're not broken, you're becoming." Because becoming is rarely loud. It's rarely glamorous. It doesn't always look like progress. Sometimes it looks like rest. Sometimes it looks like confusion. Sometimes it looks like pulling back from what once felt certain. But that doesn't mean nothing is happening. You're not behind. You are not racing anyone. You are not late to your own life. Timelines are illusions we measure ourselves against. Forgetting that growth is personal. What blooms for someone else today may bloom for you in a different season. And that doesn't make it less beautiful. It makes it yours. You're not forgotten. Just because it feels quiet doesn't mean you've been overlooked. Just because you can't see movement doesn't mean something isn't shifting. There are things aligning that you cannot yet perceive. Conversations happening beyond your awareness. Opportunities forming outside your line of sight. Life is not ignoring you. It is arranging itself. You're not failing. Failure is giving up on yourself. And you are still here, still breathing, still hoping, even if it's softer now. Still trying, even if it looks different than before. Adjusting your pace is not failing. Reconsidering your direction is not failing. Resting is not failing. You're shedding. Shedding expectations that were never truly yours. Shedding roles you outgrew. Shedding the need to prove yourself to people who never understood you. And shedding can feel uncomfortable. It can feel raw. It can feel like loss. But what falls away makes space for what fits. You're integrating. Lessons you once understood only in theory are settling into your body as wisdom. Boundaries you once struggled to hold are becoming natural. Awareness you once resisted is becoming clarity. Integration is slow, subtle work, but it is powerful. It changes how you respond, how you choose, how you trust yourself. You're strengthening roots no one else can see yet. Roots grow in darkness. They push deeper before anything rises above the surface. No one applauds the root system. No one celebrates it. But without it, nothing sustainable can stand. The deeper your roots, the higher you can grow without collapsing under pressure. What feels invisible right now is actually foundational. You're being prepared, carefully, intentionally, for something aligned, not something rushed, not something forced, not something you'll have to shrink yourself to fit into, but something that matches who you are becoming. And when it arrives, you won't have to chase it. You won't have to convince it. You won't have to exhaust yourself trying to hold on to it. You'll recognize it. There will be a calm in your body, a quiet certainty, a sense of familiarity that feels like, yes, this. Not because it's perfect, but because it's aligned. And you'll be ready. Ready not because you have all the answers, but because you trust yourself. Ready not because you're fearless, but because you've learned how to move forward, even with uncertainty. Ready because this pause shaped you into someone who no longer accepts less than what feels true. So if you're in the waiting, or if someone you love is, remember this: nothing is wasted. Nothing is random. Nothing about this season is meaningless. You are not stuck. You are being shaped. And what's coming will meet you at the level you've grown into. Not the version of you who first asked for it, but the version of you who can finally hold it.